When Robert Downey Jr. got up on that stage, notice how there was a bunch of other Dooms surrounding him. And yeah, well, a lot of people can say, oh, those are Doom bots. No, it's all regular people wearing masks. I think this was a hint at where they're going with the story. Because mind you, what was this movie originally going to be called? Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. I think they're going to take some of whatever they were going to do with Kang, but give it to Doom. And give us a Parliament of Doom, which is essentially just a bunch of different variants of Doom coming together similar to Kang. And having MCU Doom take Kang's place for Secret Wars. Oh yeah, not only do I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing multiple different versions of himself in the MCU, he's kind of like the Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor, but I think we're getting multiple versions of Doom, which leads me to Fantastic Four. One thing we are led to believe and are supposed to assume is that Victor Von Doom is from the Fantastic Four's 828 universe, because they gave us all those little teases of the empty chairs of Latveria at the Future Foundation summit meetings. But notice what Franklin Richards is doing to this Doom. It looks like he's touching his face. Could this be how he gets his RDJ face off that I talked about in the past? I definitely think that's the case. And the reason I think he's doing that is because he's found out that their universe is in danger due to all of these incursions.
And again, this takes me back to what the Russo brothers just posted today, because I find the hashtag Doomsday is coming very interesting. So this is probably the moment that they do some calculations on this chalkboard, whether it be Reed by himself, Victor by himself, both them together. They're going to have to, reluctantly team up, I think, or Doom is going to be like, you need to do something, Reed, or I'm taking your fucking son. Or I know your son is powerful and I'm going to use him to do it myself. Something like that.
I remember in that older theory video I made, this plays into the savior complex aspect of Doom, which he relates to Tony Stark. Because Doom, being the narcissist that he is probably frustrated with the fact that Reed hasn't figured this out yet. And don't forget that Doom is also a master manipulator, so he probably figures that the only way for his plan to save the multiverse to work is to convince the heroes of this other world that he is a savior, a different version of Tony Stark. So I think that's the real reason why Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom, even though the real Doom is a completely different actor underneath that mask. He's essentially Trojan horsing the MCU. And it looks like baby Franklin Richards, who, as you know, is one of the most powerful Marvel characters of all time, is going to be playing a huge factor into how he wins. Because there's two characters in the Secret War storyline that haven't been introduced yet that I think are going to be replaced. One of those characters being Molecule Man, who in the past I've theorized could be the Scarlet Witch, especially if they wanted to adapt Children's Crusade and have the Young Avenger show up. This one could make a lot of sense, and she's a reality warper. It looks like they're going to be keeping her dead for the time being. But then I remembered this leaked concept art that is definitely fake. My mind immediately went to Bob, who, if you don't know, Sentry found out that he can control molecules and actually subdued Molecule Man himself in the Dark Avengers run. And obviously the last choice was Franklin Richards. I didn't think they would just shoehorn that in there, but it looks like that's the route they're going for. So he will be replacing the Molecule Man role. And we can't forget when RDJ shared that he was reading this comic, which I think they're definitely going to be adapting elements of this, which is a comic centered around Valeria Richards and Victor Von Doom, going like it's a universe globe-trotting type thing, but for Franklin Richards instead. Now, in case you don't know, Victor Von Doom is actually the one who names Valeria Richards and delivers her for Sue. And he plays a uncle type figure, and he does it out of narcissism because he wants to prove that he is better than Reed. He can do this better than Reed. But along the way, he gets a little mushy for Valeria and he just loves her. So I can see elements of that being adapted here. And I also think this is a fun way to have that Reed and Victor Von